Big news today as Nebraska loses its starting offensive left tackle, Teddy Prohaska. Matt Rule announced today that he's out for the season towards ACL. And hey, we're about a week into fall camp. That's how these things go. Generally, as you get into this first week of fall camp, second, third, fourth, the injury bug is going to start to bite and we're going to start to lose people. Now, the key is to not lose too many, and the key is obviously not to lose a lot of starters. Now, Prohaska, he's been with the team for a number of years now, and unfortunately, every year he's been with us, he's had a season-ending injury. He came to us in 2021. Nebraska kid from Elkhorn, and he played in 5 games as a freshman. And then he ended up suffering a season-ending injury during that year. Then in 2022, he started his first 3 games before, again, having another season-ending injury. He redshirted that year after that injury, and then last year, 2023, he was still rehabbing, coming back off of that knee injury, and down the stretch is when he really came back for us, starting the last 5 games at that left tackle position, starting 6 games in total. And you'll know, obviously, last year Nebraska had the second-ranked rushing offense in the Big Ten, and obviously offensive line and left tackle plays a big part of it, so he played a big part of that. He was presumed starter going into this year to that left tackle position, so obviously this is big news, and it's going to have to be something that Matt Rule and company are going to have to deal with now and figure out, hey, who do we turn to next, right? So if you guys haven't at this point, please like and subscribe. The video helps me out a lot. And before we go further, just so you guys know, you can now also find my videos on the Carico Chronicles, thecaricocchronicles.com, on the website now. So if you check out a lot of great articles from different authors and great videos, including from Adam himself, and my videos can be found on there too. So anyway, who steps up? Who steps up at this point, and who can we turn to, and who can we have at that left tackle position? You know, you have a couple options. Gunnar Gatula, he is on the depth chart for that left tackle position, so he could just step up and become the starter. Another Nebraska kid, Lincoln, Nebraska kid. A little bit smaller than Prohaska. He's listed at 295, and Prohaska was listed at 315. Now again, I don't know. That was the most updated data I pulled from the Huskers website. I don't know if off-camp season or off-season conditioning, summer camp, or the summer conditioning and all that changed any of that. I don't know. But he could start there. Now he's a redshirt freshman, redshirt last year. So he could fill in. He might have to fill in that role. The other person I think you look here is Jacob Hood. Now, Jacob Hood is officially listed as a right tackle. He's a transfer from Georgia. He's supposed to be a big deal when we pulled him in, and obviously he didn't play in any games last year. He redshirted. But you know, before then he was at Georgia. He redshirted when he was at Georgia. He didn't play any games for us last year. I don't know if it was a development thing. Getting him up to size, getting him up to speed, or what. But he's bigger. He's 350 pounds. Nashville, Tennessee kid, and he's a sophomore. He redshirted that first year at Georgia, and then came to us last year, didn't play. But when he was recruited to Georgia, he was a 4-star talent, considered a top 25 offensive tackle in that class. So we brought him here, obviously with the intent on the thought around the time at the program that we landed someone big. So it may be Jacob Hood's chance to step up now, transition to that left side of that line and take over that left tackle spot. You know, if I was a guessing man, you know, I would favor him maybe just a little bit over Gatula, but I don't know. I mean, I have no inside information either way. Both are good options, and but there's not a lot that we've been able to see or look at from either one to say, hey, can they fill that role very well? So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, long term, this class we've added a couple tackles so far. Obviously, Sean Hammerbeck from South Dakota, we added him as a tackle, and we added We added Brian Tapu as a tackle. The other lineman we added was Houston Kahani Torres. Of course, he's an interior offensive line, a guard, a center. I think they really like him at maybe center. So you're looking at right now, obviously, who are recruiting David Sanders Jr. pretty hard. Hopefully he commits here in the next week or so when his commitment date is set. But right now we're looking at Tapu and Hammerbeck. Now, long term, who's the most ready to play of the two of them? I would say Tapu is just size alone. Tapu is listed 6'7", 295 pounds, going into a senior year of high school, where Hammerbeck is 6'6", 260. Obviously, he's got some size to put on. He could do it this year. But that's the outlook right now for the future of that position. Big news today. Obviously, you hate to see it for him, first and foremost, just the tough career he's had. And you hate to see it for this team to have a starting lineman go out only a week into the fall camp. So it's the position we're in now, and we're going to have to figure out how to – they're going to have to figure out, not me, they're going to have to figure out how to fill it and how to make it work. So we'll see what they do. Again, Gunnar Katula, Jacob Hood, good options there. They'll have to figure out, internally based on practice and all that, who fills that in, and we'll keep you updated if we hear anything, either through this YouTube channel. Find us on the Character Chronicles or my website, www.redwhitecornsports.com. I keep you up to date with a bunch of Husker articles on that, and that's something I'd write about. And for faster information, although you can get it from a lot of different people, just if you follow a bunch of Husker pages on X, follow mine, Red White Corn Sports on X, and you could get that information there as well. Thank you again. Like and subscribe.